Hi, I'm Samantha.
I'm Lisa.
Welcome to X-UMED. Tonight's episode, part 2 of the Bermuda Triangle. So before you jumped on, I was looking at Lilo and Stitch videos. I cannot wait for the live action one to come out.
It looks so cute.
I think that's end of May, and then sometime this summer is going to be the live action of How to Train Your Dragon.
Totally watching that one too. I hope they do a really good job with Toothless.
Oh, God, you haven't looked at the videos of it?
No.
Yeah, it's out there. Look them up.
Okay.
But Brooke and I are going to the theater to watch both of them, and I have my little Stitch stuffed animal.
And you're going to bring it?
I'm going to bring it, and then I've got a Build-A-Bear of Toothless, and something just came in the mail for Brooke. She has a Toothless onesie she's going to wear.
Because they're such nerds, but that's so cute.
Well, we have the theories to cover, so that's going to take a little bit.
Yes.
All right, so let's go back over real briefly on the Bermuda Triangle. It is, since I screwed this up last episode without saying it first, it is named the Bermuda Triangle by the Miami Associated Press in the 1950s. It's also known as the Devil's Triangle or the Voodoo Sea. The miles are not agreed upon, but it's roughly between 500,000 miles and 1.5 million miles. It's between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. It's a place that shit just goes missing and you have no idea why. So in order to understand a lot of what I'm talking about, because I'm going to be referring back to the last episode, if you haven't listened to it, go back and listen to Bermuda Triangle Part 1. All theories have been studied, discussed, and dismissed, as not one theory can explain each disappearance. Science. The systematic study of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world through observation, experimentation, and the testing of theories against the evidence obtained. Paranormal. All the things that are impossible to explain by known natural forces or by science.
That's what side I'm on.
Yeah, me too. Larry Cayce is the author of Bermuda Triangle Solved 1975. He's been researching Bermuda Triangle shit for a long time. He states the number of ships and aircrafts reported missing in the area was not significantly greater, proportionately speaking, than in other part of the oceans. The numbers themselves had been exaggerated by sloppy research. A boat's disappearance, for example, would be reported, but its eventual, if belated, return to port may not have been. So he's saying that there's nothing special about the Bermuda Triangle.
He's basically saying that the same kind of stuff happens everywhere else, too.
But we're constantly talking about the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, he could be right.
It is proven that he is right by that.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that there's not fuck shit going on in the Bermuda Triangle.
There is something still going on. And a lot of these disappearances come from the fact of what he, in a long-term way, tried to say it. Not everything was reported actually returning back to where it belongs when it's returned. So if a boat was a couple of hours late, it may not have even been reported as coming back. So therefore it's considered missing.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that happening is included in a lot of the missing occasions in the Bermuda Triangle.
Huh.
So when you remove those numbers, the numbers actually go down on what's really missing and what's not.
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, I'm glad that they include that information, but the science takes out some of the mystery and makes it less fun.
And Larry Cayce is also known to be somewhat of a skeptic on it anyways.
Mm-hmm. And
So-
skeptics are fine because when it comes to stuff like this, the skeptics can't prove whether they're right or wrong. And we can't prove whether we're right or wrong either. So,
Yeah, we need those people to punch in holes
yeah.
on reasoning or to bring reasoning to aliens.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's theories count.
All right, so we're going to start doing the science stuff first.
Ugh, okay. Fine.
Sorry to disappoint you. All right, let's start with weather. The South Atlantic Ocean is the heaviest traveled shipping area in the entire world. It also has the most unpredictable weather patterns, where two powerful sea breezes, one from the east and one from the west, when they collide, it creates extreme weather. Hurricanes, like we know. I mean, hell, you just experienced a hurricane last year in Florida.
Last October, yeah.
It is also the deepest ocean in the world with the strongest currents. I mean, hell, we've got the Mariana Trench in that area.
Mm-hmm.
So, one, because it is the heaviest traveled shipping area in the world, shit's gonna happen. It's in the same aspect of being on a highway. Let's take, I don't know, the New Jersey Turnpike. There's going to be more accidents on the New Jersey Turnpike than there is going to be on a rural world.
That's just such a hard word to say. Rural. Oh my God, I can't say it either.
On a county road in Kentucky.
There you go. Yeah, because there's more traffic. So
exactly. Have you ever heard of rogue waves or killer waves?
I have heard of them, but I thought that they were something else. I thought that they were like, let's say that waves are coming in horizontally, and there will be like this weird wave that comes in vertically and makes the whole surface of the water look like a grid. I still haven't looked up what the hell creates that, but it's not a rogue wave.
You're kind of on the right path, though.
Okay.
In that part of the Atlantic Ocean, there are waves that come in from every direction, and it helps create a rogue wave. Not exactly what you're saying, but it's similar.
So a rogue wave basically is just like a big wave that comes out of nowhere.
Yes. It's large, extremely unpredictable wave that appears suddenly and is significantly larger than the surrounding waves, often more than twice the height, making it a dangerous phenomenon for ships in the area. Somewhere in the UK, they did an experiment in a water tank. They were able to actually create a rogue wave, and they had like a 2-foot boat in it. And when they were able to create the rogue wave, the sized model,
it capsized the boat.
In just a split second, too. Christopher Columbus has said that he has witnessed very large waves that appeared out of nowhere.
Because that happens.
That does. And it was in the Bermuda Triangle. Bermuda Triangle is one of the few places on Earth where it is the most capable of having rogue waves out of any other oceans because of the weather patterns. And the highest recording rogue wave was 100 feet.
Wow.
And that wasn't really even a rogue wave. That was the rogue wave during a tsunami.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense that there would be waves like that during a tsunami.
Just think about how freaking tall 100 feet is. You're coming up to that out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You can look up videos. There's tons of videos out there of rogue waves, and they are scary as hell.
Just another reason not to go in the ocean, guys. Don't go in there. Don't do that. We don't belong in there. Just because we live on this earth does not mean that we belong in every inch of it.
No, we don't. So a rogue wave can definitely account for some of the small boats, like the 23-foot yachts, things like that.
Uh-huh.
I guess depending on how high the rogue wave can get, a 100-foot one, yeah, I think that it could take out the USS Cyclops. I think it was roughly 500 feet long. It's probable. All right, the next one is waterspouts. They are tornadoes formed over the water. The winds can reach up to about 125 miles an hour. They can last for about an hour, or they can last for a couple of minutes. They're also known that some waterspouts are somewhat invisible.
Okay. I don't understand how they're invisible.
They're essentially just a water tornado.
So I wonder if it's so weak that it's just basically a mist.
Or depending on how far you are out, the sky and the ocean, the horizon could disappear. Maybe you just don't see them. Maybe they just blend into the background.
Yeah.
So I can see how that could take out some boats. I don't know about a shipping container, cargo ship. I can't see how it would take out an airplane. Maybe early on, like the 1920s, 1940s, maybe because they did fly lower. But a lot of these planes now are flying 20 to 40,000 feet up in the air. They don't get that high.
Well, see, the thing that confuses me about that is water spouts are basically they're tornadoes, and the tornadoes come from above. So you would think that it would affect a plane, because even if like the water spout doesn't go very high, it's the wind currents above it that are making it,
but they don't go as high up as like 20 to 40,000 feet. So maybe an indirect effect with the air, but not exactly the water spout itself.
Maybe it would just cause turbulence.
Something, yeah. I mean, it happens in the Great Lakes. It can happen anywhere. And
Okay.
the area of the Bermuda Triangle is known for having water spouts. It's the most predictable place in the oceans where it can happen.
Yeah. I'm
So,
not a
like,
scientist. I don't know anything about this kind of stuff. I'm just trying to kind of use common sense.
a little, yeah. Neither one of us are scientists. Remember what I talked about with the compasses? True north versus magnetic north. And I will go back into that definition. Magnetic north is the direction that a compass needle points to as it aligns with the Earth's magnetic field pointing downward. Its position constantly changes. The Bermuda Triangle is one of the two places on Earth, the agnatic line, where true north and magnetic north align together, sometimes passes through each other, meaning there's no need to account for the magnetic declination on the compass. True north is the direction that points directly towards a geographical North Pole. It's a fixed point on Earth's globe and it never changes. The second place on Earth is the Dragon's Triangle, where true north and magnetic north collide, and it has similar effects as the Bermuda Triangle. Ships are lost, planes are lost, everything without a distress call, never to be found again, for the most part. Magnetic north moves roughly 43 miles per year, and it's been roughly like 40 years since it's even been in the Bermuda Triangle.
Maybe that's why we haven't heard much about the Bermuda Triangle.
That's going to be my guess. So compasses malfunction. Christopher Columbus and his two other ships stated that their compasses were going in circles. They were going haywire, and they had no idea why. They couldn't understand it. They thought that they were almost in another dimension. And the same thing happened with Flight 19. Most of the compasses, if not all the compasses on all 5 planes, were freaking out. So how a compass works is it points to magnetic north. And when you go through the triangle, it starts pointing to true north. So if you do not account for the change, then you could be very far off. And it's not, the degrees really isn't that big, but you're talking about the entire globe. Even if it's 1 degree, you're going off thousands of miles in another direction. All right, we've got methane pockets.
And I have a theory about one of the ships with this.
I think it's the same theory I'm thinking of. Well, methane pockets are essentially crystals at the bottom of the ocean. When they release, it can change the buoyancy of the waters above. If enough of the flammable gas bubbled up to the surface and traveled high into the air, it could potentially stall an airplane engine or even ignite by an engine spark. A Mythbusters even did an episode on this. Do you remember Mythbusters?
Yeah.
They tested the buoyancy of what if methane pockets actually erupted and came to the surface, and it took down a ship, their model ship that they used. It was within a second.
Wow.
And it's not enough time to do a distress call, and nothing is going to remain. Even if you did encounter this and try to jump off boat to save yourself, it's still going to take you down with it.
Yeah. What I'm picturing is like this methane pocket coming up, and it's like a bubble full of gas. So think about it. That bubble will pop when it gets to the top, and it just swallows the ship.
Yeah, and it's flammable.
Yep.
Remember the Cyclops?
The manganese ore.
That was already ignitable. Imagine if a methane pocket came up when the Cyclops was nearby.
And ignited it. It would have blown up and been like just incinerated. Like there might not have even been any part of the ship left.
Don't you think someone would have seen that?
You would think so, a big ball of fire.
Especially it's the highest traveled area in the world. You don't think someone around would see something like oil on the water, debris, anything? It just vanished without a trace.
Well, what I'm thinking is the debris might not even be there enough to be noticeable. I mean, if the manganese ore gets as hot as you say it does,
Hotter than the sun.
Yeah, it could have just incinerated everything to where there's nothing left. But yeah, there would be oil floating on the top of the water, you would think. There would be signs.
All right, so remember, it could potentially stall an airplane engine or even ignite with a single spark. Boats I can see. Boats, it'll just suck you in an instant. If they release and could stall an airplane engine, it is a very good theory that it could bring down airplanes as well.
Yeah, because I'm thinking once that pocket gets up to the surface and bursts, it's like shooting that gas up into the air. So yeah, I can see it.
I can see why it would work for the USS Cyclops for sure. Apparently, why this theory doesn't add up though Scientists from the United States Geological Survey have found large stores of underwater hydrate worldwide. However, no large releases of gas hydrates are believed to have been occurred in the Bermuda Triangle in the past 15,000 years. How you measure that, I have no idea.
How can they know that?
Exactly. But we're not scientists.
Exactly.
I'm gonna trust them.
Okay.
Then there's the Gulf Stream.
Mm-hmm.
It is an underwater, it's essentially an underwater river, a river in the ocean. Like, you remember Finding Nemo? They took
Yeah.
the Gulf Stream.
Yeah, that was a cute part with the turtles.
What's the turtle name?
Crush.
Yeah.
I love those turtles.
Or
My
was
favorite part.
But wasn't that the Australian current or something?
I can't remember. Might not have been the Gulf Stream.
No, probably not. But it's the
No, because they were
same thing.
They were on their way to Sydney, Australia. So I don't think it was the same one.
No, but it's the same concept. All right. So when you're in the Gulf Stream, debris can move 4 miles per hour. Doesn't seem like a lot, especially when we're going 65 to 90 down the highway.
Yeah.
But think about when something goes down in the Gulf Stream. All right, let's take Flight 19, for example. Say if they went down in the Gulf Stream. One, they didn't know where Flight 19 was to begin with, but say if they were on radar and they disappeared from radar. In 1945, they're probably going to go to where they were last seen on radar and look for the wreckage and do a perimeter search as well. But if they went into the Gulf Stream,
they'd be miles away. They would have been dragged away.
Yeah.
The Gulf Stream goes like right through the Bermuda Triangle, right?
Yes.
So yeah, something sinks in the Bermuda Triangle is just going to be carried away.
Yeah, for the most part, probably, at least in parts. But I can't remember how many hours it was that it took for them to go back out to search for Flight 19. I want to say it was 36 to 40 hours because they couldn't go out the next day because the weather was too bad. Trying to do the math, I think it could have been 128 miles in another direction that they could have been looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
So
now, they didn't know the science back then that we know now. So I'm thinking if something were to have sunk in the Bermuda Triangle today, people would do the math and be like, okay, there's the Gulf Stream. It probably went down right here, depending on how much time they've waited. We need to be looking this far out. You know, you would think that they would do the math and figure that out.
We're not scientists and we come up with that. I guarantee that they are probably doing that.
If I came up with that idea, it's pretty fucking common sense.
But if no one has thought about that, we get credit. So it is very possible that a lot of the disappearances haven't been found because they were looking in the wrong place. They didn't account for the Gulf Stream. And it's a river in the ocean. If something goes in there, like, it's going to be gone. It could account for debris, why we haven't found a black box, why we haven't found any debris. I mean, hell, for all we know, it could be near somewhere north of Canada.
It could be at the bottom of the Mariana Trench.
Living with the megalodon.
And what else did they say that they found down there? The not the Loch Ness Monster.
Loch Ness Monster is in
Godzilla.
Scotland. Godzilla?
They think that...
What?
I saw a stupid TikTok that said that I think it was Godzilla. They said that it's in the Mariana Trench.
Well, it's on TikTok, so it has to be true.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
TikTok only posts scientifically proven shit. So yeah, Godzilla's in the Mariana Trench.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, okay. Well, we got through the boring science stuff. Remember, paranormal, all the things that are impossible to explain by known natural forces or by science. This is your favorite part.
Uh-huh.
And we are going to start out with Edgar Cayce, 1877 and he passed away in 1945.
Is he the one that's like Nostradamus?
Yes.
Okay.
He is known as the sleeping prophet. He would go to sleep. However this worked, I don't know. Maybe he spoke and people wrote it down. That would be the only way. He would go to sleep and have all these prophecies.
So he would talk in his sleep and people would write down what he was saying?
That's my guess, because when he wakes up, he has no recollection.
So yeah, that's
yeah,
obviously how they had to have done it.
I think he worked at a pharmacy or something and then started doing this. He realized that he was having prophecies while he was asleep and People would come to
If he had no recollection of it, how would he have realized that it was happening?
his wife.
Oh, yeah, you were talking in your sleep. You said this and you said that.
So people would come to him and ask him questions. He'd go to sleep, and he pretty much did this for free. There is one explanation, pins the blame on leftover technology from the mythical lost continent of Atlantis. Sometimes connected to the Atlantis story is the submerged rock formation known as the Bimini Road off the island of Bimini in the Bahamas, which is in the triangle by some definitions. Followers of the supported psychic Edgar Cayce take his predictions that evidence of Atlantis may have been found in 1968 as referring to the discovery of the Bimini Road. Believers describe that the formation as a road, wall, or other structures, but the Bimini Road is a natural origin. All right, so he went to sleep and discovered the road to Atlantis, or the Bimini Road, or the Bimini Wall, whatever you want to call it. It is extremely large rock formations. Like, look it up. There are pictures of scuba divers or snorkelers over it, and they are massive.
Yeah, I saw pictures of it. It looks like a big brick road, like made out of these humongous bricks. The way it's positioned and everything, it looks man-made. It does not look like nature did that.
When he was asleep, he stated that something like this would be found off the coast of Bimini. And in 1968, it was discovered. So he believes that, the Bermuda Triangle wasn't coined until afterwards, but a lot of supporters believe that Atlantis is a reason for the Bermuda Triangle, because Edgar Cayce stated that Atlantis had a technology of leftover crystals that when it sunk in one night, their leftover technology is still active to today, and it could be disrupting the airspace and the waters above, bringing down airplanes and ships,
creating an electromagnetic field.
And he's not someone that you should take lightly. He predicted the conflict in 1935, including the formation of unprecedented alliances between Germany, Austria, and Japan. That happened. Materialized the Tripartite Pact in 1940. I don't know what the hell that is. He predicted La Nina and El Nino weather patterns, the use of blood as a diagnostics tool. He predicted like stock market crash, World War II, a lot of things. There are still things in like 2025 that he's predicting that hasn't quite happened. It's similar to Nostradamus, where every year we're kind of waiting to see if it's going to happen. Like,
yeah.
The end of the world. But he did get some things wrong. He predicted that in 1998, Jesus would return.
Seems like every 5 or 10 years, people think that the world is going to end. I think it was 1997 or 1998. I can't remember who it was. The mother of a friend of mine said that the moon or the sun was going to explode and all of technology was going to take a shit. Cars were going to stop working.
I remember that. It was like the flare from the sun.
Yeah, but it wasn't the Y2K thing. It was before that. It was like, it was either the year I graduated or the year after that she was just adamant that this is going to happen.
I remember that. Well, hell, if Jesus returned in 1998... I'm sure that we still probably saw him as...
He's not going to show up and let everyone know who he is.
No.
He's going to show up just as, a civilian, and he could be here now and we wouldn't know. Why the hell would he tell us?
Or just leave. Look around. It's like, nope, you guys are still screwing up. Nope.
He'd be like, well, fuck this, and he'd leave again.
Cayce also predicted that there would be Christianity in China. He stated that China would be prominently Christian by 1968. Prediction that also did not come true. But I can't remember what his success rate was, but he has had twice as many predictions come true than not come true. He's a good source. Mm-hmm. Do you know what Alltech is?
Isn't that supposed to be like underwater Area 51?
Yeah, Alltech. We all know about Area 51. If there is a secret airspace center, why not have an underwater one?
Exactly. My thing is, NASA's got something to do with it, right? What is NASA doing in the ocean?
Let me get through this.
That's Okay.
ALTEC stands for Atlantic Undersea Test and Evaluation Center. It's in the Andros Islands. Apparently, the Andros Islands is considered the tongue of the ocean. I don't know what that means. I think it's the largest island in the Bahamas. So naturally, we have to go through and put a military base there. The official statement from the Navy: ALTEC provides instrumented operational areas in real-world environment to satisfy research, development, test, and evaluation requirements and operational performance assessment of warfighter readiness in support of a full spectrum of maritime warfare. That was a mouthful. I kind of already forgot what I read, but it's real. Look it up. They've got an official website.
They're preparing. They're trying to make sure that we're prepared for some kind of big attack. But what they're not saying is it's not going to be our kind that's attacking us. That's what I'm getting out of it.
We're slowly getting there.
I get really impatient about this part.
On the north side of Andros Islands, it's 6,000 feet deep. On the south side is 3,000 feet deep. A lot of submarines come in and out there. Like, there's been cruise ships that have gone by and they've spotted black submarines around the area. The U.S. was granted permission to build ALTEC by the UK and Bahamian government. It's the most advanced laboratories in the world with three-dimensional operations. So three-dimensional means in the ocean and in space. Aliens. It is 200 nautical miles away from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, partnered with the British Royal Navy in a safe environment utilizing the airspace and the water for NASA.
Exactly. What the hell is NASA doing in the water? They're supposed to be in space. The Navy is in charge of the water.
It does blow my mind, though, that... All right, we've got America, who is number one at everything. They claim that we're number one at everything. But then you've got the UK. Well, the UK is a bunch of different countries under the crowned government, or under the crown. So England is an island. They have the oldest navy in the world. They have the strongest navy in the world. Why the hell are we partnering up with another country, especially when America is number one, and sharing this military base?
Because they're trying to prepare for some shit to happen.
But no, good job. Like, I'm proud that we are joining forces with the UK. But it's still weird to me. All right, as I said, it's nicknamed Underwater Area 51.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's back up. They're partnering with the UK. Okay, all of these other countries, they have to come together and prepare for what is going to happen.
But you're talking about a type of world peace, and we know that's not going to happen.
No, of course that's not going to happen. No, but what I'm saying is the American government is not trying to just protect us. They are partnering with the UK because this is not just a continental thing. You know what I mean? It's a worldly thing.
Oh, America has the best Air Force in the world. England has the best Navy in the world. Okay, so we're talking about three-dimensional operations.
Yeah.
We control the air, they control the water. Still, what the heck? What in the actual fuck? So there has been unsubstantiated claims of aliens working with Navy personnel in deep underwater base, time travel experiments, and tie-ins to the continuation of the alleged World War II Navy Philadelphia experiment, an attempt at achieving invisibility and teleportation of warships and their crews, essentially reverse engineering alien technology. So remember the USS Eldridge and the Philadelphia experiment?
Yeah, and you know how that turned out.
They may have, the Philadelphia experiment happened before ALTEC was formed. I think ALTEC was formed in the late 1960s, early 1970s. I want to say 1960s, and the Philadelphia experiment was in 1943. Mm-hmm. So let's try to do this shit again.
I mean, we have more advanced technology now, and since we're working with the aliens now, maybe we weren't before, so maybe they can pull it off, but why try?
There's even an account of Eisenhower. People say that Eisenhower had a deal with aliens where you can take X amount of aliens per year in exchange for reverse engineering your technology.
X amount of humans, you mean?
What'd I say?
X amount of aliens.
Oh, that the aliens can take X amount of humans per year. People also like to claim that the Bermuda Triangle is a portal for aliens to come to Earth. So why can't it be a portal for ships and planes and people just to transport somewhere else?
Yeah.
And then there's mermaids. So go through your whole thing. I agree with this.
Okay.
But I mean, so real quick. What was it? Last year, the government officials came out in a congressional hearing saying that there are aliens in our oceans.
Yeah.
They have spacecraft. They are real.
Yep. Which we already knew.
Yeah. Like
everyone was like, and?
Are you trying to get a rise out of us? I guess thank you for
lying to us for so long?
Yeah. You literally just admitted that you've been lying, which we already know, but you want us to congratulate you? Show us the aliens.
We're ready. As long as they're nice. Let's coexist with them.
I just want to know what snacks did they like.
You know what? You're assuming that they're gonna be your pet. You're gonna be their pet, probably. You realize that, right?
But can I go on road trips with them to other galaxies? Are they gonna feed me treats? Are they gonna supply me snacks? I can be a passenger princess. That's fine. So go on with your mermaids.
Okay. So it's not just mermaids.
Here's the Earth, round.
Damn, that is a sweet Earth. Okay. The Bermuda Triangle. There are parts of it that can be explored to a certain point, but ultimately it can't really be explored. Not
No.
in depth. So that would be a perfect place for things to hide, right? You're talking about Bimini Road that is supposed to lead to Atlantis. I have always thought that that's where Atlantis was at the bottom of the ocean under the Bermuda Triangle. I think they sunk themselves on purpose because the Atlanteans saw that the Earth was getting too overcrowded with humans. If you were a different species, would you want to coexist with us? Hell no. We suck. So I think they sunk themselves on purpose because they knew that they could survive underwater. I think it's fully functional. I think that all of their technology still works and it fucks with the atmosphere around Bermuda Triangle. And that's why a lot of weird stuff happens there. I also think that the Atlanteans could be aliens who have maybe adapted to their surroundings, which would make them mermaids.
Yeah.
I think it all ties together.
What if this is the only area on Earth where they could abduct people? Maybe they did have an agreement, or maybe they're good aliens and, oh, well, these people are fucked anyways. They're going to die. Here, I'll just take them.
Maybe, but you have to take into account that there are other places that people are abducted. There's all kinds of alien activity on Skinwalker Ranch. Do not say that word out loud. You live in Oklahoma. You're going to invite it. I live in Ohio. I think I'm safe. Yeah, Alaska. There are other places where people are abducted. I just think that the Bermuda Triangle is a very
hot spot.
It's a hot spot, and it's a good opportunity. You know,
it all freaking ties in together. Like, why is there all tech in the Atlantic Ocean in the Bermuda Triangle, where they said that the aliens are in the ocean there?
Because they're working with the aliens.
Yes.
I have believed for years that the government on some level is working with aliens.
There have been that since like the 50s.
Aliens have been here forever.
Probably longer than we have.
Honestly, I think we walk past them every day and we don't even know. Maybe they themselves don't even know. But no, like there was supposed to be, I'm not going to get too into this. I'm just going to mention it. There's supposed to be some underground bunker underneath Denver Airport where they're working with aliens.
And that is going to be an episode on its own that I'm currently researching. And I love the Denver Airport. I used to live in Denver.
I need to go back there because when we went there to see you guys, we didn't get enough time because we were running through the airport. We didn't get enough time to look. but that airport is so weird.
You can spend a day there easily.
Yeah. I have theories about that too, but we're not going to get into that now. I'm just saying that because it's, the alien thing.
Especially since I have a couple of more theories I have to cover.
Okay, go for it. I already told you what my theory is, and I'm sticking to it. You can't prove me wrong. Nobody knows. I hope someone will know someday. Because so far, the little bits of information that are coming out, I'm like, I've been thinking that all along.
Yep.
I love that.
All right, so we've got a time warp theory. Albert Einstein postulated that the curvature of space would cause even light to bend through it. Some theorists believe that time as a force of nature can also get warped based on your location. The Bermuda Triangle is one of the locations where fabric of time is so thin that travelers can slip through it and emerge on the other side of a completely different time. This theory was solidified in 1970 when a Florida guy pilot, Bruce Gernon Jr., his father and a friend, Chuck Lafayette, were flying towards Bimini Island in the Bahamas and noticed a strange elliptical cloud, which he later called electronic fog, hovering only 500 feet above the ocean.
I heard about this one.
Yeah, he has a book. I think it's just called The Fog. He was flying from Miami to Bimini, but I actually thought it was from Bimini to Miami. Well, he ended up losing about 45 minutes of time. I guess not losing, gaining 45 minutes of time. When he arrived quicker and with less fuel.
Less fuel used, yeah.
Yes.
What I remember, because I saw a documentary on this too, it was like a tunnel that he went through inside the clouds. And when he came out the other side, he was where he was supposed to be, but it took him way less time to get there, and it took him way less fuel than he would have needed.
An expert from the book. Upon entering the cloud, we witnessed an uncanny spectacle. It became dark and black without rain, and visibility was about 4 to 5 miles. There was no lightning bolts, only extraordinary bright white flashes that would illuminate the entire surrounding area. The deeper we penetrated...
You really hate that word, don't you?
Because it reminds me of Pitch Perfect. Not a good enough reason to use the word penetrate. The deeper we penetrated, the more intense the flashes became. So we made a 135-degree turn to the left and headed due south out of the cloud. The remarkable thing is that we did not come out of the storm 90 miles away from Miami as we should have. We had traveled through 100 miles of space in 30 minutes of time in a little more than 3 minutes. I mean, Einstein said fabric of time. Like this, that was his biggest thing that is still yet to be proven.
Time is an illusion. He didn't think that time was real. He didn't believe in time.
People believe that the Bermuda Triangle is a region of two places other than the Devil's Sea in Japan with so much mystery, which we talked about, the Dragon's Triangle, where true north and magnetic north line up, which could result in questionable compass readings. And they believe it was because a comet had landed in the Bermuda Triangle. Some theorists believe that 11,000 years ago, a comet crashed to Earth and landed on the ocean floor of the Bermuda Triangle. Believing that this comet may have strange electromagnetic properties, it could disrupt compasses and navigational tools. Possible. Then there is what Christians believe. They consider the Bermuda Triangle the highway to hell. Some Christians consider the Bermuda Triangle as the gateway to hell, hence the name, the Devil's Triangle. And the source that I got this from, they give a couple of different theories, and then they give like an explanation of like why this wouldn't work. Why the theory doesn't add up. Well, the source says why this theory doesn't add up. I thought it was hilarious. Let's just not touch this one.
Say it.
No, that's literally what it says.
Oh, you were like, let's not do this.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Let's just not touch this.
And next, continue.
That's funny.
I wanted to add that in because that is hilarious. And it's a good source. It'll be posted on the show notes and the website. Well, Bermuda Triangle isn't the only triangle on Earth. Like we've talked about the Dragon's Triangle off the coast of Japan. There's also the Lake Michigan Triangle, which is, I believe... I'm still not 100% sure. It's either Lake Michigan or Lake Superior. I want to say Lake Superior because it has the most unpredictable weather patterns in the Great Lakes. and it's the deepest lake. There's the Alaska Triangle. More than 16,000 people have gone missing. And it's estimated that there are 500 people that go missing a year, which it blows my mind because we don't hear about it.
No, we don't. But I wonder if the Alaska Triangle is in the part of Alaska that stays dark for so long and then stays light for so long. People go missing in the dark, especially when it's dark for days and days at a time.
And it is the last frontier. They still use dog sleds to get around in some areas. And I was listening to a podcast, What the Fuck with Mark Maron, and he interviewed Jewel, and she's from Alaska, and she's the last frontier. And when she went to college, I don't even remember where she went to college, she got questioned for always carrying a hatchet or a knife around with her. Because that's what you do in Alaska. And she just didn't think that, I shouldn't be carrying around a knife or a hatchet on campus with me.
Yeah,
it's a different world.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Oh, then there's the Appalachian Mountains as a triangle. But I don't even know how much of a triangle it really is because if you don't know the Appalachians, you just don't fuck around with it.
Just stay away from the Appalachian Mountains. Jeez.
Leave the people alone. They've got their own thing.
They got their own stuff going on. And they got their own monsters up there. Just leave it alone.
It's almost similar to like the Amish. Just, leave them alone.
Mm-hmm. If you think about it, they don't bother you. They're not coming here and bothering you.
Oh, and I hate to say this because we are from Ohio, but depending on where you're at from Ohio, we're from northern Ohio bordering Michigan. And I've been down to southern Ohio, and there's parts of that area I don't want to be in.
What do you mean? Where? Like Hocking Hills?
Hocking Hills scares the hell out of me. I had one experience going through there. I had no service. I got lost, and I really thought that there was going to be banjos on people's front porches because the houses that I was going by, and I'm completely lost and just trying to turn around. They were starting to come out at the road to me. It's like, nope, I'm getting the hell out of here. But getting back to the Bermuda Triangle, I guess things that we've learned from the Bermuda Triangle is you just don't go in there. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
You don't know if you're going to come out. But don't take like a 23-foot fishing boat out there in the middle of absolutely nowhere. You don't know what's going to happen.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that live around that area and they're like, that's all bullshit. And they go out in their fishing boats every day and they're fine. But
sometimes you're not.
Sometimes you're not.
Personally, I believe that the Bermuda Triangle is caused by human error and weather patterns. I believe that Flight 19 got lost and ran out of fuel because they could not figure out exactly where they were at. The Cyclops probably was methane pockets or weather. I guarantee that the majority of what happens out there is weather and human error, but I still want to believe that it's aliens and mermaids and the government.
I think 90% of the time it's scientific reasons why things go missing. I have to admit that. But sometimes
it's not.
It's aliens. Just like when you see an iron cage over a grave, most of the time it's because they were trying to ward off grave robbers. But every once in a while, they thought it was a vampire.
Some to keep people in, some to keep people out.
Yeah.
But there have been more recent accounts than what I stated. To this day, the average amount of yachts or boats or ships that go missing is 20 a year and then 5 airplanes a year on average. So it's still fucking active, but why aren't we hearing about it?
Because there's all kinds of other stuff to talk about. Bermuda Triangle, been there, done that. Everyone's already talked about it so much, they're on to bigger and more outlandish things.
Well, if you're interested in the Bermuda Triangle, I highly suggest you watching The Triangle on Peacock. It's a 3-parter. It goes over a lot of different theories. There's a lot of good people in it. I can't remember everyone's names, but Sam Neill is in it. So it's like A-class performers.
Lou Diamond Phillips is in it.
Yes, I forgot about him. But the movie goes over every theory of the Bermuda Triangle, as well as the paranormal. It touches up on the Philadelphia experiment and the USS Eldridge. Not going to give anything away, but it's a good watch.
No, don't give anything away. I like the way it ended. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a great ending. But I think that is all I know for now.
Then that's all we know for now. Time to say goodnight.
The end.
What was it? Well, chaps, about that time.
Righto.
Righto.
All right, well, everyone have a good night, and next time you're on an airplane and you see someone watching the Bermuda Triangle stuff, it's probably me.
Goodbye.
Bye.